Hello everybody and welcome to Untitled Chapter's Man Cave. Yes, Man Cave. This is Untitled Chapter's kitchen. Now today I took delivery yesterday of a new oven. It's what's called a built-in or built-under oven. It's a Zanussi fan oven. So those of you who know and been following me for a while on here and on Facebook know I love to cook. As one of 7 children, my mother installed in me, in all of us, the ability to cook. Because if you were home first from school, you started prep, you started getting your dinner ready. Because back then, my mum, bless her heart, she had 2 or 3 jobs. She would work every hour God sent, just to feed us. We never went hungry, although I'm sure there was days when we'd say, "Mummy, where's your dinner?" And bless her heart, she'd say, "I've already eaten." And we'd think, "I didn't see you." But hey ho, she's now is in heaven. So, and today being the 15th of December 2016 is a very special day. It was 20 years ago today that my mum left us, and my father, who had been married to my mum for over 50 years, basically died of a broken heart. So 18 months later my father passed away. So this is a shout out to my mum and dad in heaven, who have just been joined last year by my eldest brother Raymond. Now, I know there is a God, and I know right now they're looking down at me thinking, all of that hard work, nag, smack and clips around the ears, has worked, because what I'm going to make you today is something my mum made us. It's a traditional ginger cake. So what I've already done is done quite a bit of the prep work to save time. So without further ado, I'll just go through basically what you have to do. In this pan here, which I will now turn off, we have golden syrup and butter. Now I use soft butter because I just find it easier for baking, and obviously what you don't want is to heat it too much so that your syrup becomes toffee. It's just simply warmed slowly. This has been on number 2 setting, and I'll just take it off the heat now and leave it there. I will put in the comments the ingredients for making 1 cake, and all you do obviously is just double it up. So in here we have the butter and golden syrup. I grease and line 2 loaf tins, and then I weigh out, using my handy little scale, all of my ingredients. Handy tip from Untitled Chapter: when weighing out your ingredients, no matter how they list them in the list of things, it's easier to weigh things out using your dries first. You tip them in your mixing bowl, then your wets, because if you do it the other way around, yep, you have to stop, wash your bowl out. Just a silly little thing, but when you're baking, and if you're a bit nervous to start baking, I always say, 1, if you can read, you can bake. 2, if you follow the list and the way it should be done, and you're not tempted to open your oven door, you will have a perfect cake. So without further ado, what I'm going to put now in here is my dry ingredients. In here is your plain flour. It's 200 grams, and this is obviously doubled up the ingredients, and 50 grams of self-raising. There is 2 heaped teaspoons of ginger, 1 teaspoon of mixed spice, and so that you don't kill the bicarb, which is again a vital ingredient, there's 2 teaspoons, heaped teaspoons of bicarb in here. That's what causes all of the nice bubbles to form in your cake mixture. So the final thing I always add, as we always did, is a little pinch of salt. As you saw, a little pinch. And here is, this is again double the mixture. So we have 2 large free-range eggs and 250 ml of milk. It is going to get noisy now, so apologies, bear with me. Start your mix off on a low setting. Just knock back any flour that sticks to the side, and as it starts to come together, increase your speed. Now with the syrup and butter, again what I do is add it a little bit at a time, because obviously the heat of this will start the rising process. As you can see, just a little bit at a time, making sure that it's all combined before adding a splash more. This is quite therapeutic, I find. Last little bit. Don't be alarmed if you think, oh my god, it's really thin. It's a very thin mixture, this, for a ginger cake. And then with your spatula, one spatula, make sure that you've got no large bits, and I know there won't be, because what I do is I angle my mixer off to the side. And basically there's your batter mix. I then, important, if you're using a fan oven, irrespective of what temperature it says in your cookbooks, always lower it by 10 or 20 degrees. So if it says like 170 for baking of this cake, I lower it down to 150. The time stays the same, the temperature is reduced. That's how I get it. So here we go. Don't be shy, just get it in. This is an easy cake batter mix to do. You judge as you pour, because it will rise because of the bicarb. Now something we used to get a little bit of a clip around the ear for as children was licking the bowl. Now, in my opinion, that's perfectly safe. I know people say, oh, but it's got raw eggs in it. Come on, get a grip. We've been eating raw eggs since we stood upright. You know, we live, I think, nowadays where people fuss too much. The more you fuss, the less, you know, the more you clean, the more you wrap our children in cotton wool. Don't touch this, can't play outside. And then they say, we've got an increase in allergies to children. No, I wonder why. Because they're not being exposed. You know, my mum told me once a story when I was a little boy, back in the days when washing machines were not the new ones we have now. Now that's nice. That's syrup. Now I know it's a bit naughty, but in life, the naughty things are nice, aren't they? Right, going back to the story, my mum said, had the old twin tub. Some of the older viewers will know exactly what I'm on about. She's standing there, put my jeans in, and as the wash span it round like that, and she go, stop, and then the water would come out, and on the top of the twin tub was like a fluff catcher. Now she turned around, and apparently you could hear her screams down the entire length of the old road where I lived with my brothers and sisters. Because, like all little 3 or 4 year olds, I've been in the garden mucking about digging, and I found that beautiful, wonderful creature called a worm. Now, I didn't have a bucket, so where would a little boy put loads of worms? In me pockets. Jeans went in the wash. Mum didn't check me jeans. Washing machine full of worms. Now, to empty these old things, you had to put a hose in and put the hose in your sink. But in that span, yeah? Now, all of the little holes that you still have in your drum had worm gubbins all inside. So the moral of that story is, if you have children and you let them play outside, check their pockets, because it's not our fault that you don't check your pockets. Or our pockets. Right, oven is obviously on and it's at temperature. Let's open the oven door. Put these in. Because it's a fan oven, it will keep the heat. Now the important thing, time. I set mine for 55 minutes. What's it, is a dial? So that's it. They're in, forget about them. So what we'll do now is we'll stop this and then we'll come back in 55 minutes and see how they've done. Will they rise? Will they not? It's an appliance of science. It's a nice English tradition, tummy, cheap food, but like a beef casserole, or in this case a lamb casserole with using burgers. It's a simple, easy dish, and if you want, just put a comment and I'll show you how I make these next. Alright, take care everybody, God bless, and from this side of the pond as always, from Untitled Chapter, it's a BBFN. Take care.